My name is Muhammad Imran bin Mazlan. My matrix number is AA211190. Now, I will start the video presentation with the introduction. Many individuals utilize mechanical stationery in the age of globalization nowadays. It is commonplace in people's lives. In our daily lives, we use a variety of mechanical office supplies, including mechanical pencil, stapler, punches, sharpener, ballpoint pens, scissors, and correction tape. In this project, we decided to choose correction tape. In rare cases, handwriting or typing errors can be fixed with correction tape instead of correction fluid. The tape has a white, opaque masking material on one side that is pressed up against the area to be covered. By applying pressure to the tape's opposite side, the substance is transferred to the paper. The covered area may be written on immediately after application. Unlike correction fluid, because it is solid, correction tape is less likely to be misused as an inhalant than other correction fluid.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Now is my part is history of correction tape. The environment in 1989, particularly simultaneously with Europe, correction tapes was launched in the Japan, where the correction tape methods was already widely used. At the end of 1989, domestic produce was introduced, but due to several issues such the drying times, the eraser mark become uneven. Although it was still challenging to use by pushing it with the spatula shapes tips while rotating the feed roller. This was referred to as the topic. The development of mechanisms and types MTEX such automatically winding, transversal pulling, losing, keramic refillable tapes 2.5 mm and color tapes has advanced quickly in following Japan's and has now reached the higher level in the world. Now is types of correction tapes. We have 4 example types to show you. The first one is Tombow mono air refillable correction tapes. The dependable use of the Tombow mono air refillable correction tapes. Second, higher caps that can be reversible and can be locked in the place for security while in transit protects the tips of the mono air. Second, Tombow mono two-way correction tape plus eraser. The characteristic is the Tombow mono two-way combination of combines correction tapes with an eraser to create a convenience combination for students who switch between pencil and ink. Okay, second, for security in the development of the packet pencil case, the tapes is retractable. Okay, third, Kokuyo dual head Kashipita correction tapes. Kokuyo dual head Kashipita correction tapes is served and configured to fit comfortable in the hand just for a right hand. Okay, the sole drawback is that this models lack a cap. The last one is Pentel PT core correction tapes. The tiny Pentel Pentel core correction tapes can try into the slimest pencil case. Rebus cover keeps the tapes safe and post of the end of the tapes to offer you a little additional length to handle. Okay.
Assalamualaikum, and I am going to continue the presentation with a general description. of correction tape. When typing or in some situations, handwriting correction tape can be used instead of correction fluid to fix mistakes. The masking material is white and opaque on one side of the tape, which is placed up against the area to be covered. Applying pressure to the tape's opposite side causes this chemical to transfer to the paper. In contrast to correction fluid, the area covered can be written on right away. Since it is solid, unlike other correction fluids, correction tape cannot be inhaled. Moreover, for use in typewriters, which provide abrupt pressure when a key is pressed and may thus apply the masking material in precisely the same form and location as the wrong character, correction tape is available in small spools of manual use or lengthy rolls. Some varieties of correction tape are sold in separate dispensers, commonly referred as a correction mouse, that are used to roll the tape directly onto the paper.
Bill of material of selected correction tape. Part name. First, top casing. Quantity is 1. Description: it is made of thermoplastic. Second is bottom casing. Quantity is 1. Description: it is made of thermoplastic. Third is cap. Quantity is 1. Description: it is made of copolymer. Fourth is tape guider. Quantity is 1. Description: it is made of copolymer. Fifth is main gear. Quantity is 1. Description: it is made of polyamide resin. Sixth is second gear. Quantity is 1. Description: it is made of polyamide resin.
Continue on to the table of components. We have bottom casing and top casing, which is made of thermoplastic elastomer. For the cap and tape guider, we use the material used is acrylonitrile, butadiene, styrene copolymer. For the front and rear gear, the material used is polyamide resin.
Now I will continue for the discussion of two selected components for orthographic drawing. First is the gear component. The gear is the component that sits inside the correction tape. The gear consists of two and is different in size. For the first gear, which is the front gear, it contains 16 teeth. The size of the gear is considerably small, with only 37 mm diameter. The front gear is placed on a round foundation with a height of 6.2 mm from the foundation. The second gear, also called the rear gear, is slightly larger in size with a width of 56 mm. The rear gear consists of 56 teeth and is placed beside the front gear. The two gears have a small hole in the middle of it so that a shaft can be placed on the center to prevent it from moving. The next component that we selected is the correction tape casing. It is comprised of two separate casings, the top casing and the bottom casing. To draw the casing first, we draw the perimeter of it. We started out with a circle with a radius of 33 mm and then cut it in half. After that, we continue with a 20 mm line at the top point of the circle. Next, we continue with a 20 mm arc. After that, a 26 mm line. Then, the line comes down about 1 mm before continuing a 10 mm line. We repeat the line above at the bottom point of the circle. Then, we connect the two endpoints together and finish the perimeter. We use the offset command to make the inside perimeter with the distance of 4 mm. Then we copy it before extruding the drawing. We extrude the drawing with the specific height that was measured. After that, connect it with each other by placing the top casing on top the bottom casing.
In conclusion, this project has given us a few insights of importance of mapping out the components of an item. This is because the components itself will determine how much the cost of production for an item really is. Moreover, by specifically determining each component's position, we can see a uniform way of placement that is not too messy or packed. By doing this, we get the general rules for placing components so as not to bring inconvenience to the assemblers or the users. Not to mention, we get to understand the functions of each component more clearly that we disassemble and identify their uses. In my opinion, a good correction tape is one that has few functions, that is easy to use, and has a very safe to use material. Thank you.